All right, man. We are live, man. YouTube, what's good, man? This is your guy, Manny, and this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. You're listening to the Backrow Redskins Show. Why is the name still Backrow Redskins Show? Well, for those who listen to the show, you guys know that I'm not changing the name until we get a name. But on today's episode, man, on today's episode, I got street scores. If you guys don't know who street scores is, then y'all are just crazy. That means that y'all are not living. This is one of the top guys on YouTube bringing Washington football content, dropping like 7 to 8 videos a day. I mean, if you guys really listen to what he talks about, it's so analytical and he just knows what he's talking about. The second guest I have for you guys is the most energetic Washington football fan that I've ever met in my life. Protech brings all the energy, brings the passion, brings the heat. He also has a YouTube channel, Protech Sports. You guys check him out, man. He drops tons and tons of nuggets. So, guys, I'm excited to have both of you guys on the show. Appreciate you guys. So,
yes, sir.
Rico, man, what is life like living in ATL and being a Washington fan? Talk to me about that for a second.
It's actually not as hard as you would think. Like most other cities where like that city dominates, Atlanta is a commuter city. I mean, I was born in Maryland. I'm from here, but like a lot of people I know are born somewhere else, Virginia, California, whatever. So like I always say in my streams and videos, my closest friends are Patriots, Steelers, Colts, 49ers, Bears, Rams, and then of course a few Falcons fans. So like I don't even really deal with the NFC East like that.
Right.
And then we outnumber the Falcons fans. First, they don't have any Super Bowls, so what can they say?
Right.
So it's really not as hectic as you would probably think. I mean, Atlanta's known for folding, so I enjoy that. So it's really not that bad. I just have to deal with it. You know, when the 49ers are good, I got to deal with that person. When the Colts are good, when the Steelers are good, the Rams are good. But other like as far as Falcons fans, and then like we travel well. I see burgundy and gold license plates everywhere I go. Just running a regular day of errands, I'll run into a burgundy and gold license plate.
That's what's up, man. It's similar to me living in Nashville. Like I see Redskins fans and Washington fans very, very rare. But I mean, they're coming up, they're growing, and like you said, we travel well. Matter of fact, the last game that I went to was in DC. Maryland FedEx, and it was versus the Atlanta Falcons. That was a check down game where Mo Harris had like 10 receptions for like 98 yards. Y'all remember that game? Yeah, man. So Protech, man, talk to me about how you became a Washington fan and where you reside.
Well, I'm in the DMV area. Actually, I live in Washington D.C. Believe it or not. So
jealous.
But actually, it's actually tougher for me up here than it's down for Rico. It's a lot of Cowboy fans in D.C., bro.
Yes.
Bro, they're infested out here, bro. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I became a Washington fan. It's kind of funny. So my dad's from here, my mom's from here, but they moved me up to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, right before. They moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania before I was born, and I lived in Philly for a little bit too. But so I lived in Lancaster for like 10 years before I moved here. I moved back and forth from Lancaster to Philly, but I moved here. I was in high school. But I remember going to a Skins Eagles game. I want to say it was like 2002. I was like 9 years old, I guess.
Right.
And I saw some Eagle fan jump a Skin fan at the game. Middle of the game, third quarter, they jumping dude, beating the mess out of them. They put the work in. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I can't be a fan of no Eagles, bro. Y'all
right.
wrong. You fans are sickening. I can't mess with it. So I was like, hey. I looked at my father. He said, "Put this hat on." I said, "Oh, that's my riding with. Let's go."
That's what's up.
But I had a crazy experience in 2012. Though I went back to it's my last time ever at the link. Like the RG3 rookie year, you know, beating the Eagles like they stole something. And we beat them in Philly. And
that was a great year.
My cousin was like skin gear down. I told him, I said, "Don't wear everything. Like you gonna wear something with a hat or something. Like don't do the whole shebang." I don't care about no Eagle fan. So I'm like, all right, bro. So be prepared for some stuff to go down, bro. It's going to go down here, bro. Like, Lincoln Financial feel like a bitty prison, bro. It's going to go down here. I advise you, bro. Let's not do this. So after the game, it's like, I see some skin fans. I'm like, oh no. So we get to kick it into the car. They get to smacking out. They get to getting the baseball bats out their car, got to smacking my cousin back window, breaks his back window in, breaks his tail light and all that. We skirt off, skirt. And I said, my dad lives in Lancaster, so he's like 45 minutes from Philly. We get on 76 West going back toward Lancaster. We get in Lancaster in 25 minutes. This man's going 100 miles an hour. He ain't no time for nobody. He dodging in our lanes. People seeing the skin license plate, the skin gear in the back. They like,
right.
They try to chase after us like, you stupid skins fans, you killing my nerve, man. Bro, we just trying to get out of here, bro. We get the Lancaster, we park a car. I'm like, hey, you gotta get your car fixed, cuz we're gonna just touch a bus from here back home. I'm not dealing with this, bro. Let's get home. So that's pretty much my story as a Washington fan in a nutshell.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. My story is a little different. Like back in 1999, started watching sports, and my dad, he put me on the Redskins at the time, and that was the year of Brad Johnson and Stephen Davis and Michael Westbrook, Albert Connell. That year to me was magical because I felt like we had a chance to go to the Super Bowl and face the Titans. I mean, we were that good. We almost had that bye. But then we ended up going 10-6, and then we ended up losing to, I think it was Tampa in the playoffs. And but anyways, that was just my magical season. That's when I became a fan, and I've been a fan ever since. Even after I moved from Maryland to Nashville, still been a fan. So, guys, man, we got a lot to talk about today, and I want to kick it off with the defense. Somebody posted, I think it was CBS, Jared Dubin. I think it's CBS, I'm not sure. But he had his rankings for the top 5 defenses of 2021. And he had the Washington football team number 1. He had Tampa Bay number 2. He had the Browns number 3, the Ravens 4, and the Pittsburgh Steelers 5. Now, I'm going to start with Protech because I already know what Street Scores is going to say because I watched the video. Protech, do you think the Washington football team will be the number 1 defense this year in the NFL?
Do you want my biased opinion or unbiased opinion? Man,
just speak your mind. Just speak your mind.
All right, and my unbiased true, and my heart telling me no. There's been one defense better than us. I said this in my video too. I had a video saying is the Washington football defense the best defense in the NFL. I think the Browns have a slight edge over us. Only because I think them having John Johnson at free safety makes a big difference for them. Our pass rush is better. I think their secondary is a little bit better. It's a little bit more of a balanced defense than we have. But outside of the Browns, there's no defense better than us. I have to be honest with you. I think we'll finish top 5 in every single category. We might have the top scoring defense in the league. I think
I hope so.
Be a difference. I think we'll be second in yards, first in scoring defense, and then top 5 to 7 in yards allowed, passing and rushing. That's how I see it.
I mean, I can agree with you because when you look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're not the same defense. They lost some guys. The Ravens, they lost some guys. The Browns got better. Tampa Bay, they are a year older. I mean, they're good. They're good, but they're just a year older. So, Street Scores, man, break down why the Washington football team is going to have the number 1 defense this year. I know you got your advanced stats and statistics and all that. Let the fans know why you believe the football team will have the best defense this year in a nutshell.
The football.
Well, first of all, law of averages is hard to assume that we're going to have the best defense just off of the fact that we were top 2 last year. And you just feel like, they're due for a regression, but we added too much talent. We added William Jackson is pure lockup. He's going to hold down one side of the field. Kendall Fuller is going from covering the number 1 receiver on any given team to the number 2. Maybe if Benjamin St. Juste ends up being better than a lot of us think he will be, hopefully Kendall Fuller can move back to the slot. He's a good outside corner. He's an elite slot corner. But we have him at outside right now because we just don't have another guy. But Chase Young is only going to get better. You can still find some nitpicks in his game about his bull rush, his pass rush moves and things like. He's already a ridiculously great run defender. He just needs to catch up with his pass rushing. So, he's only going to get better. If Leonidas can stay healthy, Jamin Davis is huge. I really think he's basically going to be our Darius Leonard, more athletic though, and also healthier. We just added so many, and then now we finally have a true free safety. Now we'll see what Jeremy Reeves, what he can do. I like the shades of Everett's depth, but I'm very excited about Bobby McCain, us finally bringing in a rangy center fielder, can run single high on his own, hold it down on the deep end by himself type of free safety. That's huge because that's going to allow our corners to be more aggressive. They're going to play more, press and in receivers' faces because they're like, when in doubt, Bobby McCain got my back on the back end.
Right.
So I think that's going to contribute to a lot of turnovers as well. So, I mean, I think we're just the most talented. We're one of the best coach teams. We have the best coaching staff in NFC East. You can put us up there with anybody. Jack Del Rio, Ron Rivera. Yeah. So
right. I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I mean, there's no way we're not top 2 again. You know what I'm saying? I believe that we're going to be the best. And it all comes down to, if we get turnovers, if we get takeaways, watch out. This defense is going to be crazy, regardless of what Fitzpatrick does on offense. As long as we are getting takeaways, I'm not saying that Fitzpatrick can be careless with the ball, but his interceptions is not going to hurt us as much as if we're getting turnovers. We got to win that turnover battle, and I agree with you. One of my guys here in Nashville, I want you to send him a message, Street Scores, and Protech. So what he was telling me was, he liked Darby a lot. And I was telling him that William Jackson III is a huge upgrade over Darby. So I'm going to let Protech talk first, and then I'm going to let Street Scores talk. So talk to me about the differences between their games. And am I just talking, or is William Jackson III easily a top 10 corner in NFL? I'll let you kick it off, Protech.
To me, I definitely think he's the 10th best corner in football. He's like number 10. He's like literally the 10th best corner in football. The difference between Darby and William Jackson and me is that Darby's more of a scheme fit. Like he fits in certain schemes, and he doesn't play man well. Like he's more of a zone guy. He had to play zone because if he's playing man, he's not fast enough. He doesn't have enough recovery speed. Once he's burnt, it's burnt. Like we seen Christian Kirk did to him. Burnt chicken, barbecue chicken with the extra barbecue sauce on it. It's bad. We saw Amari Cooper did to him. No recovery speed. We know what happened to him. Went left. So recovery speed is a thing that William Jackson had that Darby does not have. And William Jackson is way more physical.
Way more
physical. I love his physicality. If you remember William Jackson's rookie season, he allowed a 39.7 passer rating to passes going his way. You know how elite that is?
That's elite.
It's scary. In last year, he allowed an 88.6 passer rating. I think Darby's in the hundreds, like low key. Like you want to look it up. I'm pretty sure he's in the hundreds. So William Jackson's a darn good corner. A huge upgrade over Darby. He can play man. He can play zone. He can look at the quarterback's eyes and read and react to plays. He doesn't get interceptions. Neither did Darby. So. That's the only similarity to the game. That's the only thing. Don't get picks. But outside of that, like Jackson's way more physical. He's way less prone to pass interferences because he has way more recovery speed, and he's longer, so he can swat those passes where they're like 6 inches away. He can kind of give me that. Oh, you can't get that. No. So yeah, William Jackson's way better. Right? It's no argument. I like Darby too. He's from the DMV, but I know Darby personally, so no offense, Ronald. Don't come at me, please, Ronald. Don't come at me, bro. I don't want smoke. But William Jackson's definitely a better corner.
That's what's up. Street Scores. Talk to me, man.
Yes, sir. I'm definitely on the William Jackson's a top 10 corner. His 2017 season was elite, like Protech was talking about. I mean, that was the season where Antonio Brown was arguably the best receiver in the NFL, probably the best receiver. William Jackson playing for the Bengals had to play him twice, locked them up both times. So it's like his ceiling is probably, I would say at best he can be a top 5 corner, but the past few years he's been like a top 10. I think with this defensive line, with this pass rush, with this coaching staff, and just the defense around him in general, I think he's going to play like a top 5 man cover corner. I mean, again, the resume is there. The 2017 season, if we can get him back to that, he's going to be one of the best corners we've ever had in our franchise's history, I feel like, especially productivity-wise.
Exactly.
And I just feel like the reason he kind of had a fall off from his 2017 season these past couple of years because the Bengals defense just wasn't great. They didn't have much of a pass rush, so he was having to cover longer. didn't have much of a free safety situation to bail him out on the back end, so he wasn't able to be as aggressive as he likes to be in press man coverage, things like that.
I can disagree with that a little bit. Jesse Bates is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I like him.
Jesse Bates is pretty good. But the pass rush, we totally agree on that. He had none.
Yeah. I like him.
Hey,
outside of call off.
I got a bold prediction, guys. So William Jackson III has like what, 3 interceptions for his career, something like that.
Yeah, like 4.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere around there. So
teams are scared to try him.
I would say this: he has more interceptions this year than he has in his entire career because of this pass rush, because of this defense. And now he has back end help. I mean, he's going to be so aggressive. Where he's going to do some damage this year. Like they don't throw his way. I get that. But I think this year he has more interceptions, or if not, he ties. Like if he has 3 for his career, he's going to have 3 this year. That's just my bold prediction.
That's a pretty bold prediction. I think he leads the league in pass breakups. That'll be my bold prediction for William Jackson.
I can see that.
I like it. I like it.
I mean, remember what Jack Del Rio did with Chris Harris and Aqib Talib? Like he loves his press man corners. We just didn't have the personnel to do it last season. So he's definitely going to be in a lot of press man this year.
Darby top 5 PBUs, and Darby's getting cooked sometimes. So that tells you something like that.
as good as Darby was, he was little. You know, William Jack, he's strong, he's physical, and then St. Juice. Look, St. Juice, man, if he's coached up, this guy is going to be a dog, man. I mean, 6'3", he's strong. I mean, look, if this dude is starting on the outside and you have Kendall Fuller on the inside, bro, we're going to win a playoff game this year.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're going to win the division, and I feel like we can do great things. But if this defense really holds up, and let's say that we're keeping teams to, 16 points a game, like we're not giving up a lot of points. 16 points a game is the number. I'm just saying, man.
That's
if we're keeping
number,
people,
bro.
Look,
that's a low number.
Look, 16 points a game, and all we got to do is score 20. We're gonna win a lot of games. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So But what scares me, let's transition a little bit. What scares me is that linebacker position, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to be doing a new series on the page called Camp Battles. So I'm going to have like 2 guys and then talk about, who's going to get a spot and things of that nature. So when you look at the linebacker position, we have Jamin Davis. He was number 2 on my board outside of Micah Parsons. I like what he brings to the table, and you can move him all around. Cole Holcomb, he tries, he's getting better, but he's not there, right? Mm-hmm. Outside of that, who's the number 3, the number 4, and number 5 guy? That's what scares me. If something happens to Jamin Davis, knocking on wood, where do we go? Where do we go? Khaleke Hudson, can he? I mean, Streets Course, man, talk to me about the plan at linebacker, man.
I mean, as of right now, it's looking like Jamin Davis and Cole Holcomb are the guys. I mean, granted, last season, I don't know if we're going to do that this season because it may have been just circumstances. It may not have been what Jack Del Rio wanted to do. But we were in nickel 60% of the time or more.
Exactly.
So we only had 2 linebackers on the field anyway. So it's not like we necessarily need 3 true playmakers out there. But, I mean, when in doubt, John Bostic is a decent depth piece, but I don't want him starting. I don't want him covering anybody. I just want him in the middle calling plays. I like Shaka Toney's potential. I'm very high on Shaka Toney. I think he could end up moving to Sam linebacker. They already had him doing coverage drills at the Senior Bowl. So, like, teams already, not even just us, but the general NFL, like, they viewed him as making a transition to Sam linebacker. Right. Yeah, and so I think Jack Del Rio definitely, if anybody can get him right, Ron Rivera, both ex-linebackers, it's them. They were the ones they had Thomas Davis and those guys that could cover very well. So I'm excited about. I love Shaka Toney's potential. Again, his potential.
I do too.
We don't know what we have in him yet. He may not even be ready to go out there on Sundays week 1. But I do like him to be in a more athletic Anthony Barr eventually at some point. Maybe hopefully sometime midseason.
Right. And what I've been hearing about Shaka Toney has been good things. Like I've been hearing people saying this guy is a steal. This guy should not have dropped to the 7th round. I don't know why he dropped, but I'm excited to have him. You know what I'm saying? So this is a guy that can possibly do some damage for us. Protech, talk to us, man.
Oh, I got some fans with Shaka Tony. I am a Penn State guy. I am from Pennsylvania, so you guys already
Yes, sir.
know. So I know a lot about Shaka Tony. We're gonna have some fun with this kid.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
He can bring you some pass rushing value. He's not bad at covering at all. He's a solid tackler. He does everything. He's a Palmon guy, Louis T would say. Proficient at many, master at none. He can do a little bit of everything, and I love what he brings. I would love what he brings to the table. I hope he brings to the table this year. Hope he can really make the transition to linebacker and really flourish at it. As for the linebacker position for me, outside of Jamin Davis, Cole Holcomb, I know, unfortunately, John Bostic. I'm tired of John Bostic, but I think we're all tired of John Bostic. It's kind of bare. Like, I like Shaka Tony. We did just cut JHC from stupid reason. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a smart move, but whatever. Okay.
Right.
We got a lot of guys who can play special teams. I think Khalid Hudson's a guy that's looking to step up a little bit too this year. Yeah. Just because he played a lot of specials last year, and now hey, look, so we got much depth at linebacker. Somebody go down, made you get up there and get some quality snaps. He gave some quality snaps toward the end of the season last year too. So, that's pretty much what I got. Those three guys. Maybe Shaka Tony come out there and do some things. I like Shaka Tony's potential, just like Rico does. Maybe a little bit more because I watched him in college. So I might like a little bit more. Probably those three, Shaka Tony, David Mayo as a run stuffer. The guy we got from the Giants. I think he's a solid. He can't cover for a lick, but definitely he can't cover for crap. I watched.
But 3rd and 1. Bring him in on 3rd and 1.
Yeah. No run for you. 4th down.
So you guys are making me feel better about the linebacking position. I mean, Khalid Hudson, we saw him in that Viper role in college. We want to see more of that. I mean, he played well in the games that he played. And special teams, we need to be special. That's something that we have not had in a while. I mean, we need some block punts. We need some block kicks. We need some kickoff returns. We need some guys that don't muff punch. How about that? Man?
Yeah, let's start with the basics. Let's start. Let's start with the basics. Let's
start with the basics, man. So, who do you guys think returns kicks and punts this year?
What Louis say about special teams? Special teams don't be special. Be regular.
I love it, man. So who do you guys think returns kicks and punts this year for the football team?
Jared Patterson and Danny Johnson. That's who I got.
Okay.
I can see that.
Jared Patterson, Danny Johnson.
Hey, if Jared Patterson can get that role, I love this kid, man. I love this kid. People talk about his size. Oh, he's 5'7". He's this, he's that. When I look at him, I'm not saying he's going to be a Maurice Jones-Drew. I'm not saying he's going to be a Ray Rice, but I see that kind of body, and I feel like he's a guy that can add more muscle, and get stronger. I mean, I just like what he brings to the table. Talk to me about Jared Patterson, Street Scores.
Yeah, so off rip, he looks like an upgrade over Peyton Barber easily. And he can fill in that same role where we just bring in a guy to take some carries off of Antonio Gibson, 3rd and 1 or a goal line, bring him in to just bowling ball some people. But then also, I know, I saw a little bit of it in college, but they're staying out of OTAs and rookie mini camps. He's catching the ball like a natural already. So nice. I think honestly, if we didn't have Antonio Gibson, you could say he has the talent to be our number 1 running back, but Antonio Gibson's the number 1, but Jared Patterson could easily be like that second punch that gives us arguably a top running back group in the NFL. Remember, JD McKissick, the only running back to have more receiving yards last year than him was Alvin Kamara. So we can't forget about him as a 3rd down back as well. So I'm really excited about our running back group. Again, just to go back to topic, I think Jared Patterson's going to ball. Again, if we didn't have Antonio Gibson, we would be comfortable with Jared Patterson. So the fact that he's like the extra is just amazing.
Absolutely. And we got him for the free 99. And people try to get on Ron Rivera and say, oh, he doesn't go after the the undrafted free agent guys. But my whole thing with that is Ron Rivera gets guys that he feels will make the team. It's not about bringing in 10, 15 guys. What's the point? It's about bringing a few guys. Last year, he brought in a few guys. This year, he brought in one guy. And I like Jared Patterson a lot, like you said. I think he's a number 2 RB right now on the roster. Do you agree with that statement, Protech?
I look at the whole. I think I had a video. I think I hope you guys did watch that video. I did have a position talk video. I was serious. I talked every position on the team. Talk about running back. Gibson's RB1. We don't got to talk about that. No waste of time. I do think Peyton Barber does have a role in his team. Literally, I think he's literally the third and one guy, third, fourth and one guy. Go get a yard. That's it. Jared Patterson's RB2. I think if they have 40 touches a week, Gibson would get 25. I think Jared would get 8. And then JD and Peyton would split the other 7 or 8 touches, whatever that is. More would be JD on third down, and then fourth and one, Peyton get out there. Jared Patterson's RB2. I do like his. He's actually faster than I thought he was too.
Exactly.
He's actually faster than I thought he was. He's like a bowling ball. He's literally my size. I'm literally Jared Patterson. I'm 5'7", 198 pounds. Literally, I'm Jared Patterson in real life. Literally.
What goes wrong with a good defense is a good running game. It's going to be some games where if we're up, we got to run the ball. This is not going to be like last year where we were up and then we passed the ball. And I'm like, Scott Turner, man, what you doing? What you doing, bro? I understood. Scott Turner had me pissed last year. He had me pissed, man. Sometimes I just turn off the game and I just didn't want to watch it. You know what I'm saying? For the simple fact, it's like if you're winning, you got to run the ball, but then you got 2 wide receivers playing running backs. So I get it. We didn't have anybody. When you have Peyton Barber, I'm going to get 2 yards per carry all the way down the field. You know what I'm saying? So it's just crazy to me how like last year we didn't have running backs that we can depend on. And this year, even with a guy like Lamar Miller, I'm not saying that he makes the team, but I think that some of these young guys can learn a lot from him. How he came up in the league and things, intangibles and things of that nature. So I want to transition to the offensive line. The reason why I'm excited about the running game is because this offensive line is nasty, even with the loss of Morgan Moses. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he's gone, and now we're going to trust that Sammy Cosme might be able to get the job done. Cornelius Lucas might be able to get the job done. I don't know what's going on at right tackle, but I wanted to talk about the plan with the offensive line. And I'm going to start with you, Protech. What's the plan?
Okay, so that you giving some of my subs spoilers, man. Got that. For sure. I got you. Why not? So
Appreciate you.
I look at it like this. They didn't draft Samuel Cosme for no reason. They want him to play. They want him to get reps. They want to put him out there. They want him to learn on the fly. And I'm not mad about that. I get that wholeheartedly. So I don't think Samuel Cosme starts week 1, though. I do think he will eventually be starting, maybe after the first quarter of the season, something like that. But I'm looking at Charles Leno, left tackle, but he's a left tackle guy. Then you got Schweitzer or Eric Flowers. I'd probably Eric Flowers, but it's OTAs. Schweitzer's out there with the first team, but it's OTAs, right. So I'm not gonna take it with a grain of salt. I think it's Eric Flowers from the left guard, but maybe it might be Wes Schweitzer. Roudier is one of the 5 best centers in football, so we know what he is. He's starting center. Brandon Scherff, all pro, will be our right guard, and then I think Cornelius Lucas will start the season at the right tackle.
Okay.
If it asks Samuel Cosme to learn, took us some knowledge, fix his footwork issues, I think by week 4 he should be a starter. But week 1 it'll be Cornelius Lucas though.
And I like that plan. That's why I was so pissed off when the team let go of Morgan Moses this year instead of next year. So I do like the idea of Samuel Cosme being eased in. It shouldn't be just quarterbacks. They get to sit back and learn. Sometimes these offensive linemen need to kind of sit back and learn. But Street Scores, talk to me about the plan at offensive line.
Yeah, I agree. That's pretty much my starting 5 and like the same projections. I'm probably higher on Wes Schweitzer than a lot of people, but I love him as a backup swing guard because you're not expecting Brandon Scherff to play 16 games. So we're going to see we're going to see Wes Schweitzer at right guard at some point in this season. Hopefully less than more, but we'll see. I think Charles Leno was brought in for a reason to start at left tackle. If we can get him back to his 2018 form, that would be excellent. I think we brought Eric Flowers back to start. I feel like the only reason really he hasn't started in OTAs yet is because, he technically hasn't played for Ron Rivera yet. Ron Rivera got hired and tried to like bring him back. He basically saw what he did for us for Jay Gruden, but like he hasn't been a part of this system with John Moscow, our offensive lines coach, and things like that. So I think they're just gonna they wanted guys in the beginning of OTAs that know exactly how they want practices ran, like the tempo and exactly how to set up everything. So definitely don't read too far into that. I love Sadiq Charles' potential. I mean, I feel like with him being the starting left tackle and arguably one of the best college offenses of all time with the LSU offense, you never had to worry about Joe Burrow's blind side. I feel like that matters. I feel like that means something. Like, I mean, against SEC defenses, my Georgia, Florida, Alabama, and everything like that. But we'll see if he can stay healthy. Luckily, he has already stayed healthy so far in OTAs. But I think Eric Flowers is going to start there eventually. Chase Roulier, again, like Protech said, automatically. Definitely one of the more underrated players in the NFL in general at center. Brandon Scherff at right guard for how many times we get him in the season. And then like Protech said, Cornelius Lucas starting day one. Samuel Cosme eventually dethrones him. But Cornelius Lucas, I didn't feel like we needed to go like offensive line first round or anything, because I was okay with Cornelius Lucas starting at left tackle again. As long as he's healthy, I think he's pretty solid. And moving the right tackle is only going to make his job easier. So I think we're definitely solid on the offensive line. I would say don't be surprised if we end up having the better offensive line in the NFC East if injuries hit the Cowboys and the Eagles again. I mean, because you can always say if injuries hit any team, but they're both of their offensive lines are proven to be injury prone these past 2 years. So I'm not expecting them to be fully loaded at offensive line at any point in this season, especially after midway through. So I think we may end up having the best defensive line and the best offensive line in NFC East, the best trenches, period.
I love it. So this leads us to the next topic. Is this Brandon Scherff's last season with the Washington football team? I think that he's gone. I think a deal doesn't get done. I think that this is his last season, and why not use him let's just use this guy. I mean, we're paying him $18 million. Hey, I don't care if he has an ankle injury. You're going out there. Yeah, we get $18 million worth off of Brandon Scherff. Hey, and it's not like we have a young quarterback behind him to protect. Hey, you're going to protect Ryan Fitzpatrick whether you like it or not. Do you think this is his last season, Protech?
My heart is telling me yes, it is. But I would not count it out only because the cap is going to go up. And you look at the first $100 million guard. I told everybody that. I kept telling that in videos. He's not taking it 5 years, 85. He wants to be the first $100 million guard in NFL history.
How much of that is guaranteed?
I mean, man, Terry might get 110. I can find out. He's gonna get the bag. Just put it that way. Yeah. But I don't want to be the guy that gives Brandon Scherff the first $100 million guard contract. Let be the Jets or somebody, not me. But
exactly.
If Ron really wants to retain him, I think he'll be willing to do it. But as of right now, I'm going to say no. But never know. Ron made that man a captain last year. Ron likes Brandon Scherff clearly. He franchise tagged him for a reason. If he felt type way about Brandon, he would let him walk already. He'd have been on another team already. So it's some reason why they gave that man $18 million $daggone to be the starting right guard of this daggone team.
They gave him $18 million because they didn't have no choice.
Oh, no. They had a choice. They could have let him walk.
They could let him walk, but I mean, I feel you. They had money to waste. Look, they had money to waste, so to speak. I mean, potentially, had they drafted a rookie quarterback, you definitely would have wanted Brandon Scherff on that line. And they didn't draft a rookie quarterback.
I could feel that, but I was on the mindset of if Brandon Scherff was not going to get a long-term contract done, I'll let him walk.
Yeah, same. Same.
I'm gonna tag you for a year. You gonna walk anyway,
right?
I'm telling you, I keep my $18 million. You walk now. You get your money. I find some other right guard. The line ain't gonna be as good, but we could have kept Morgan Moses.
Bro, you know what Brandon Scherff is? Brandon Scherff is like that tire that comes with your car. Like you buy a brand new truck and then you done had your truck for like 5-6 years, and then you keep going to get the oil change, and they keep telling you, hey, you're losing thread on this tire. You're losing thread on this tire. You might want to change this tire. I'm telling you, this is the last year that this tire is going to last, man. I'm telling you, this tire is about to just poof. But Street Scores, man, talk to me about your thoughts about Brandon Scherff, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much there with y'all. It just depends on if Ron Rivera wants him enough. Like again, like Protech said, the salary cap's gonna go up, but I mean, Ron Rivera has shown that if he doesn't want you, he just doesn't want you. Eric Flowers, he was only asking for $2 million more per year. Yeah, Ronald Darby probably only was asking for like $2 million more per year. Ron Rivera's like, hey man, if you don't want this price, we're not negotiating. That's it. So it just depends on if Ron Rivera likes him enough. I mean, Morgan Moses was obviously our most proven right tackle, but to save a quick $6-7 million, you know, if you didn't want him, you're gone. So it's really Rivera. It's right. Does Rivera care enough to deal with this foolishness? And I doubt it.
Yeah, he's out of there. Like one thing about Ron Rivera is he's the employer, right? So the employee would come to him and say, "Hey, I know my value," and Ron Rivera would say, "Yes, I know your value too." You know, we look at the Eric Flowers situation. Eric Flowers wanted $10 million a year. Ron Rivera offered $8 million, right? And then we end up getting an Eric Flowers, and we're only going to pay him roughly $7 million a year. So in the end, Ron wins. Ron knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, man. It's all about bargain shopping, man. See, Ron Rivera is the kind of guy you'll never see him at Nike. You'll see him at TJ Maxx. You know what I'm saying? You'll see him at what's that site? Wish.com. You'll see him trying to get the bargain. You know what I'm saying? The Jordan might look like this. The Jordan might be a little twisted, but that's Ron Rivera for you.
The Jordan might be hitting him with
the finger roll. You know what I'm saying? But that's Ron Rivera for you, man. He ain't never gonna pay full price for anything, man. You know, he's the kind of guy that shops literally at the Dollar General. I mean, we've seen it with J.D. McKissick. We've seen it with Logan Thomas. So it seems like he's smart with the money, and you love that. Because when I became a fan, guess what? We were overpaying guys like Deion Sanders and Bruce Smith and all these, all these has-beens.
Albert Haynesworth.
Albert Haynesworth, you know what I'm saying?
That man's name is Voldemort, bro.
Oh, man, Dana Stubblefield. Well, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have mentioned that name. But we're going to go ahead and transition to the next topic, man. So we talked about the offensive line. Let's talk about wide receiver. This one is a heated topic. And I've heard Protech say some things on this channel, and I'm about to call him out right now. But
let's go. I'm ready, my boy.
But Street Scores, tell me, man, who do you think are the top 6 wide receivers that the football team keeps this year? It's a tough one, man, and there's no right or wrong answers. Because you never really know with Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera is just he's tricky. Ron Rivera will sign you today and let you go tomorrow. He'll say, hey, remember that last year we signed all these tight ends and they were never in the plan, like your boy that went to the Eagles, Richard forgot his name. Yeah, Richard Rodgers. Yeah, Richard Rodgers. Yeah, but then he went to the Eagles and was decent. And I'm like, he couldn't help our team. You know what I'm saying? So,
he could get more catch. He could have been better, Jerry Springer.
Right. So to make this question easier, who are the 4 guys that are a lock? Let's just go ahead and just say that. Who are the 4 guys that are a lock to make the team as the 4 wide receivers that are untouchable? I'm gonna let you go first because I already know what Protech is gonna say. So I'm gonna let you go first, and then I'm gonna attack Protech.
Off top, Terry, Curtis Samuel. I think De'Ami Brown is very safe. I mean, even before OTAs and rookie minicamp, since he's been balling.
Right.
And then it gets a little ugly because Cam Sims always looks great in the off season, and then we get to the regular season, he has flashes.
Right.
I don't know, but then again, last year, once we finally had decent quarterback play, Cam Sims looked better. So maybe it's been the quarterback's fault most of the time. Then you brought in Adam Humphries. Is whether or not he can recover from all of those concussion injuries. If he's healthy enough, he's our starting slot, and he can also potentially return for us. And then it's really weird. I love Kelvin Harmon's potential. You still have Antonio Gandy. It's ugly. It's really ugly. So I mean, like I got you 3 locks in a possible. We talking spades. I got you 3 in a possible.
I love it.
I got you Terry, Curtis, Diami, maybe Adam Humphries, and like Cam Sims is kind of ish. That's my 5, and then after that, it's just it's an all-out tournament. It's a brawl. Bro,
I got you 4 and 4 possibles. How about that?
Yeah, man.
So we still might be going board. We just might be going board too. so I'm gonna let Protech talk. Protech said something that I liked, but I'm a Protech. Who's your top 4?
All right, so actually Rico and I did our video like around the same time. And we had the same 6 receivers. It's hilarious. But my top 4 guys I think are locks to me are Terry, Curtis, Diami. I honestly think because the way he talked about this guy, the way Ron Rivera talked about this guy before he got hurt last year, I think Kelvin Harmon's a lot. I actually do think that. I think Kelvin Harmon, he's a prototypical chain mover. You cannot have that. You cannot not have that guy in your receiving core. Like I think you need to have explosive guys that can move the chains on 3rd down, and then your guys who can make plays in the red zone. So I think Kelvin Harmon has a niche on his team, being a nasty blocker in the run game and catch those hard ones on 3rd and 8, run a slant, get 9, get a first down. Run a dig on 3rd and 11, get 12, get a first down. Be dependable, catch the ball. I think even with his lack of speed, his dependability, the fact he don't drop a daggone thing is going to make sure he makes his team.
Yeah.
That's my 4 locks, though.
And I agree with you to a certain extent. Now, I'll say this. If Harmon makes a team, then Gandy Golden does not make the team. Now, everybody talks about Humphries. He's not safe. He's not safe. I know he returns punch, but look, his whole success is predicated on health. Number 1. Number 2, that boy Dax Mill. I heard you say something about Dax Mill. Okay. And you said that Dax Mill might make the team just to prove that the front office was right. The front office don't want to be wrong. And that's what you said. You said the front office does not want to be wrong. So I can see that.
Politics.
Yes, and I can see that. But if you say that, then you got to say the same thing about Gandy Golden.
I said that too. I said in my video.
Right.
And Dax will make the team because they don't want to be wrong.
Exactly. And that's why I think Gandy Golden makes it over Harmon. Not because of Harmon's ability. Yeah, I think Gandy Golden makes it over Harmon. I think that Harmon maybe starts the season on the PUP, maybe on the IR. I don't know. He looked okay. He's out there practicing with the people, but I mean, we've seen people practice and then start on, IR or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
Bryce Love.
Yeah, Bryce Love, because they're going to try to find a way. They're going to try to find a way to get as many guys without keeping 7 wide receivers. They're going to get creative. If they want to keep 7, they have to do it in a particular way. Maybe you designate 1 guy for punt returns and kickoff returns. That's the only way I can see the team keeping 7 wide receivers, and that's crazy.
Carter.
Yeah, Carter. Yeah, so it's I'm conflicted, man. My 4 locks, I would say, is of course Terry, Curtis, Diami Brown. I would say Gandy Golden. Just because he's their guy. Look, Ron Rivera, he drafted that guy for a reason. And, they didn't have any training camp. They didn't have a lot of stuff in the 4th round. So I think he's going to give him another chance. Now, if Gandy Golden does not show improvement, then he's out of there. But that doesn't mean that Gandy Golden, it's not like Gandy Golden cannot lose his position or job if he doesn't do well. But I just think he's a lot just for the simple fact that he's a Ron Rivera guy. Harmon is not. He inherited Harmon, and if you look at what Ron Rivera is doing, he's getting rid of the guys that were here before. Yeah. If you don't play defense, you're gone. If you're on offense, Ron Rivera is getting his guys. Because I'm looking at it like, okay, how come Ron Rivera is not getting getting rid of some of these guys on defense? He likes these guys. He likes the Settles. He likes the Matts and all these other guys. But on offense, it's anybody's game. Don't be fooled by it. Humphrey signed a contract. It doesn't matter. He's out of here if he's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? He looked at Dax Mill. You look at Dax Mill and you look at Humphreys. What's the difference One is young, one is old. One has experience, one does not. Okay? It's all going to be about – I mean, he can get outperformed. Talk to me, Protech. Talk to me.
So this you watched my video, Manny, clearly. So you know why I said about Dax Milne. So
right.
Dax Milne to me is a younger Adam Humphries. That's slightly taller, slightly stronger, can high point the football, unlike Adam Humphries. Mm-hmm. And I think he's just a younger, more better fit. I honestly think that. I know everyone Humphries is Fitz guy. That's his Fitz guy. Da 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 da. Ron Rivera don't give a crap about that. He signed that man for $1 million. You think he would cut him? That's $1 million on a $200 million salary cap. He can go much faster than slow. He can get out of it.
Exactly.
So I said 6 guys are Terry, Diami, Curtis. I said Charman's going to be your chain mover. AGG's going to be your red zone guy. Throw a fade to him. And I think the last guy to me is Dax Milne. He's your pure slot guy. The guy's going to get in the slot. If something happened to Curtis or Terry got moved in the slot, well, something happened with the slot receiver, and you need a slot receiver. He's going to be the guy that you designate for that role, and that specific role only. And then your Harmon's your chain mover, and AGG's your red zone guy. These Cam Sims out. Cam Sims is on a 1-year tender. He's not going to probably come back next year anyway. So why not just go ahead and let him go now?
Absolutely. And the video, the first camp battle that I'm dropping tomorrow is Dax Milne versus Humphries. And I'm going to talk about why both should make the team and why both should not make the team. So just a little bit about what I'm going to talk about is if Curtis Samuel, right, he's versatile, man. You can use him in the backfield. You can split him wide. You can use him all over, right? And you really want Curtis Samuel inside if a guy like De'Ami Brown is going to like emerge and be outside, right? So you can definitely use – it's kind of like a Kendall Fuller moving him to the slot. You can move Curtis Samuel to the slot and know, hey, I'm solid here, right? So if that happens, I'm just saying, in general, that means there's only one more slot position left on the team, and it's between Humphries and Dax Milne. We're not keeping both. You know what I'm saying? There is no scenario that both guys make the team. I don't see it. No, I don't see it unless they excel at punt returning or whatever. But I just don't see it. You know, Ron Rivera wants guys that can do more than one thing, which is special teams and receiver or vice versa or whatever. So, so that's that. Now let's talk about the secondary. Last year we struggled, but for some reason I feel like giving Troy Apke a 3-minute segment. This is the Troy Apke 3-minute segment, and we're gonna laugh about this. But I saw John Kahn put up a report talking about the team was trying Apke out at corner, and all I can think of was the team loves his speed. Believe it or not, he's a decent special teams player. He's a gunner, but even at that, he takes bad angles. But either way it goes, they love his speed. They love him on special teams. So. And then they said on the next play or whatever, De'Ami Brown burnt Troy Apke, and he had safety help. So I can't believe that we're giving Troy Apke a 3-minute segment. But I'm gonna start with Street Scores, man. Talk to me about this experiment at corner for Apke, man.
I mean, it's OTAs. This is the time to experiment. And it's like, I mean, like you said, they love his speed. So it's just like, why not? Like, honestly, why not at this point? Nobody expects it to work. I don't think Rivera expects it to work. But it's like before we release this really fast guy, you can't teach speed. Let's at least try him at corner. Maybe by the end of OTAs, he'll be at wide receiver or something. Like they're just gonna try everything they can before they get rid of him. Because it's dark for him. He doesn't look like he's gonna make the team. We have a very deep secondary now. We have so many guys at so many different positions, so many guys that can play multiple positions, slot, free safety, strong safety, outside corner, all of it. So it's really bleak for him, but I think it's more so we're about to release him anyway. Let's at least see if he can play a little bit of corner and go from there.
Absolutely. And you remember last year, this exact same thing happened. Troy Apke started doing some nice things in training camp, and he fooled all of us. Well, he fooled me. I was like, wow, he's hitting people. He's taking good angles. Oh, he's a decent tackler. He's okay. He's a hard hitter. I didn't really too much see him as a safety that was going to be able to cover, but I was hearing some good things. And I cannot believe that we stupidly went into the season with Troy Apke as the free safety and Jerron Christian as a starting tackle. I mean, these are two guys that were on the bubble of getting cut, and both guys make the team. Hey, Protech, talk to me about Troy Apke, man.
So first of all, those are Kyle Smith guys, both of them that you just named.
They are. That's a good point. And so is Harmon, but I'm gonna leave it at that.
Troy Apke. Oh gosh. He's trash. Okay, he's trash. He's on his freaking speed. Does nothing with it. He is trash.
He can run though.
I want to throw him away so fast, like my head can't spin. But he's such a good special teams player. That's like,
yes.
This gets on my nerves. You annoy me, but you're so good on specials. So, to me, I get the whole experimentation. Hey, I'm gonna try you here. You have all this freaking speed. I need you to use it and take good angles. So I'm getting burnt by De'Ami Brown on freaking practice 9 routes. Can we stop doing that, please? You got all this freaking speed. Use it right. We tried safety and we did not work. It was the worst experiment ever. You were horrible. So we tried your corner. If it's horrible here, we'll just get rid of you. We can't do it anymore. Like he can't just play specials. Like and that's kind of like the problem with Troy Apke is he's not versatile enough. He can't play enough outside special teams, and we clearly see that. So definitely not making the team. And I think there's so many guys in so many positions that are better than him. Like you look at cornerback, you got 4 corners on the roster before you can blink that are better than him. Look at the safety position. Jeremy Reeves is better. Cameron Curl's better. DeShazer Everett's better. It's like you took Troy Apke out the game last year. You put DeShazer Everett in, and DeShazer's not the best covering guy either, but at least he stabilized the position. It was not horrible. It was average. It was average. Everyone's down talk DeShazer Everett like he's trash. Well, we need a free safety. DeShazer Everett's trash. I've been fine with starting Shays this year. I didn't mind starting Shays. I didn't care. He was average. He was fine. But Apke was trash. And he get him out of here. Like, bye. Just go.
So this leads to the last topic of the night, and then we'll get off here. So how many safeties make the team? Most teams carry 4. We could possibly carry 5. Derek Forrest is a guy that is going to come in and take Apke's job. He's solid, and if he's solid on special teams, I mean, we got Reeves, we got Everett, I mean, we got Landon Collins, Curl. Well, we're not even going to mention Apke. Derek Forrest, you know what I'm saying, McCain. So we got a logjam at safety. So my question to you, Street Scores, is how many safeties make the team? And I mean, what do you think? I mean, we're loaded right now at the safety position.
Yeah. I think you have to keep 5. Cameron Curl, hopefully starting at strong safety. Landon Collins, unless we move him, of course that's automatically 2. I think they're very high on Jeremy Reeves as well, so that's 3. Working our way. I think Bobby McCain honestly is going to end up being our day 1 starter. Maybe Jeremy Reeves dethrones him at some point. Right. But Bobby McCain, he's that versatility that they love. That he can also play slot. And Darryl Roberts is a really interesting player because he's free safety, strong safety, slot, outside corner. He's all of it. But I don't think he makes it. I think they just brought him in as a camp body that can literally fill in at any position we need when we're running practices. Maybe also, on the field coach since he can play everywhere.
Absolutely.
And then that leaves Derek Forrest. If he can pave a way on this roster because of his special teams ability, I can see that. But I just don't expect him playing on the defensive side of the ball in year 1 yet. We'll see. Right.
Protech, what about you?
I think we keep 5 safeties. I got a bold prediction for y'all.
Okay.
This is Super Bowl, by the way. We're gonna replace our nickelback. Bobby McCain is here to play nickelback, not quite free safety.
It could happen for real.
I think Jimmy Moreland's about to get replaced. So I don't even put Bobby McCain in the safety room. I put him in the cornerback room. He replaced Jimmy Moreland. We move on with our life. So our 5 safeties are Jeremy Reeves, Landon Collins, Cameron Curl, DeShazer Everett, Derek Forrest. Those are our 5 safeties.
And then you make this guy a corner designation in order to keep 6 safeties? And that was my next question. But Protech took it right out. Like Protech just said it perfectly. I think that's something that can definitely happen. I definitely see it. What up, T-Ho, man? What up, Brandon? What up, Son? Man, appreciate you guys tuning in. But yeah, that's definitely a way that we can disguise the roster and position flex, because it's whatever position that we tell them that they're playing is what they're going to be listed as on that depth chart. You know what I'm saying? So there's definitely a possibility to where you can see McCain listed as a corner, but we know he's going to play some safety. We know he's going to play some nickel. So with all these guys that have so many different positions, I'm really interested to seeing what they're listed as. You know what I'm saying? Last topic. I lied. I got one more. I'm sorry. I gotta ask this one, because this one right here is another one of my camp battles. Ricky Seals-Jones is the number 2 tight end on the team. Do you agree with that statement, Street Scores?
I'm actually pretty high on John Bates. I think he steps in and is immediately a really good blocker, can become better with improved technique. I remember seeing at OTAs that people were saying that he out of everybody in the tight end group, him hitting the sled was like the loudest, it was the hardest. So I think he's gonna step in and immediately beat the tight end 2 just off of the blocking. I think he provides pass catching upside as well. But I am higher on Ricky Seals-Jones than a lot of people are. Like when we first signed him, a lot of people were like, "Who?" And I actually like Ricky Seals-Jones. I think he's already tight end 3 at the very least, with Sammis Reyes working his way up. Once he gets better. But he's definitely better than the Tamarick Hemingways, the Marcus Balls, all of those other guys. So I think those are you have your top 4, big gap, everybody else.
Right. And you know what though? The funny thing is, in the Air Coryell, you need the tight end that can go through the middle and catch passes. And he's one of those guys. People talk about his speed. I mean, this guy was a wide receiver. He understands how to catch the ball. He understands how to run routes. So why not? Why not maximize this guy? Rashid, man, what's up, brother, man? Appreciate you hopping on the stream. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that way you get content as we post it. So yeah, man, I love Seals-Jones. Just like what Protech said with Kelvin Harmon having a specific niche. That's a great point that you bring up, that he was that Ricky was an ex-receiver. So he's really honestly our only pure receiving tight end right now. Like Logan Thomas can catch, but he doesn't get open on his own. I love John Bates and I love his ability to catch, but he's not a great route runner. He can't separate on his own. Sammis Reyes is a freak athlete, but he can't run routes. He really can't do anything. He can't do anything.
So Ricky Seals-Jones, like Protech said, with Kelvin Harmon having a specific niche, Ricky Seals-Jones has a specific niche as our pure receiving tight end, like our Vernon Davis-ish type of guy right now.
Right. Protech, talk to me, man.
Ricky Seals-Jones tight end too. Pure simple. Not saying no more. I know people are high on John Bates. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of the pick. He had any production in Boise State. Sorry. I do think he's definitely an upgrade with Jeremy Sprinkle. I will definitely say that.
Oh yeah,
and
I'm an upgrade over Jeremy Sprinkle.
Passes this year. I'm not saying he's like a guy who won't catch anything, but I just think Ricky Seals-Jones is that much a better receiving threat than John Bates is right now. And when you play 2 tight end sets, you want to make sure that the guy's a receiving threat as well as a good blocker. Now, Ricky Seals-Jones ain't the best blocker in the world, but he's average at it. But he'll make more explosive plays down the field than John Bates will right now. So I look at it as Logan tight end 1, Seals-Jones tight end 2, John Bates tight end 3. But that can definitely change throughout the season. Absolutely. Week 9, week 10, we see John Bates catching every daggone thing. Hey, look, Ricky.
You're right. Right.
Ricky Seals-Jones is tight end too.
Go ahead.
Another thing with John Bates too is that tight ends love him. Like Chris Cooley loves him, Zach Ertz loves him, and we've already seen what P. Honer did with Logan Thomas, and he loved him. He's one of the main reasons we took John Bates. We passed up Brevin Jordan for him, so I'm assuming there's something behind him, even beyond what I've seen on tape. With all of these guys that know the tight end position, they love John Bates. I'm assuming that he has to be something. I think he has. I think it's something special waiting.
Right. T-Ho said John Bay should work on his route running, but Ricky should start week 1. Ooh, I don't know about Ricky starting week 1. We still got Logan Thomas, but he says, I want Troy Apke gone from the Washington football team. Do you agree with me, Manny, Rico, Protech? I think we all are ready for Apke to go, but even though he's good on special teams, we just want an upgrade. I mean, we're tired of
so is Derek Forrest.
Yeah, Derek Forrest, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's it's just time to it's time to upgrade. And another thing that I haven't liked with the team in years past was having these guys that are always hurt, and that's kind of why I'm kind of like on the I don't know about Harmon. This is not a rehab home. We have rehabbed so many players, and they go elsewhere and have semi-success or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? That's why Reuben Foster is no longer here. That's why Bryce Love is no longer here. Ooh, excuse me. So all these different guys, and I'm glad this year there's not a situation where there's a guy that is just so hurt that shouldn't be on the roster. I mean, we have 4 of our guys coming back: Landon Collins, Kyle Allen. All these guys are looking good in OTAs and practice and all that stuff. So, yeah, man, I love the direction of the team. Before we get off here, I want you guys to give me your record prediction and where the people can find you on social media. I'm going to start with you, Protech.
A prediction, dang, man. We're doing these in May. All right, well, okay. I will say 9-8 for now and 7th seed in the NFC playoffs. We get a wild card spot. Where you can find me at, man, you can find me on Instagram, 2 different Instagram accounts. One is Tony_BFV. That's my personal Instagram. And Protech Sports Network 428 is my YouTube page, Instagram. You can find me on Protech Sports Network. That is my YouTube page. Go look me up, man. Road to 2K. Give me them 2K subscribers. I really appreciate that. Those are my social medias for real. I don't really use, but Facebook's kind of personal. That's a little too personal. But everything else, you follow Instagram, Tony_BFV, and the Protech Sports Network page. And go ahead and follow me on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. I very appreciate May for having me on, man. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. Don't worry, Anthony. I'm gonna make sure everybody has your Facebook profile and page and everything. You guys go follow on Facebook. Street Sports, man. How about you, bro?
Yes, sir. So I'm definitely leaning towards 11-6. It's all on the quarterback, man. Last year we went from, I think, Dwayne Haskins and Alex Smith were like 35th and 37th in QBR or something crazy. Like, it's only 32 teams. So Ryan Fitzpatrick and we went 7-9. Ryan Fitzpatrick is already a huge upgrade over anything we had last year, except for Taylor Heineke and a spurt. So I just think the sky's the limit for this team. Granted, our schedule is harder, but I think we're one of those 3 teams that won the offseason. And again, we were going from worst case scenario at quarterback to arguably top 15. I mean, even Dak Prescott and Ryan Fitzpatrick QBRs over the past 2 seasons, they were really close. I think it was like 81-83. So it's not even that big of a gap between Dak and Ryan Fitzpatrick anyway, as far as what they've done the past 2 years. And I'm not afraid of NFC East. Dak Prescott should have been 0-4 before he got hurt, but the Falcons do what Falcons do, and I love it. I love seeing it every time. The Giants are really talented, but most of their great players are injury prone, and I don't believe in Daniel Jones. So I think we're at the worst, we're going to split with the Cowboys and Giants. We're going to sweep the Eagles. And again, I just think our defense too great. I think our offense by default is going to be way better than what we had last year. Again, we went 7-9. I think we go 11-6 this year. And then social media wise, you can find me on Twitter, Street Scores ATL. I'm trying to get better with. I've never been phone social media guy ever. Like, I created the Twitter literally for the YouTube channel. I didn't have one before. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't have a TikTok. None. I'm like completely just off the internet when it comes to stuff like that. But I'm working on it. So I'm trying to actively be on Twitter more and reply to everybody and things like that. I'm getting to it. I'm working on it.
Appreciate you, man. I'm the opposite, man. I had like the Twitter going for years, and then all of a sudden I'm doing a Redskins podcast. And then I said, I got to get into this YouTube game. I'm watching guys like you guys and never really knew I'll be on YouTube in like the last 7 weeks. It's just really taking off, man, with just little mini videos and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys' leadership showing me how to do this YouTube thing. So guys, man, this is the Talking Sports with Manny YouTube channel. You're listening to the Backrow Redskins Show podcast. It's going to be on podcast form in the morning. You can listen on Apple, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. And for those that are watching on YouTube, you get to see our reactions and the laughs and all that good stuff. So once again, Street Scores, appreciate you coming on the show. Once again, Protech Sports, appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, sir. All right.
Anytime, man.
Blessed. Hey, and y'all pray for me. Hopefully, I'm able to meet up with you guys in ATL when we destroy the Atlanta Falcons.
Please.
Let's pray that Julio Jones is gone by June 1st to another team.
Yes.
And let's also pray that Aaron Rodgers is gone. So that way our schedule gets just a little bit easier. So
yes, sir. And
yes,
I'm
sir.
not sure if y'all know, but I hate the Falcons more than the Cowboys. So I need that. I need that.
Oh, yeah.
I need
it's
that.
Gonna happen. It's going to happen, man. It's time. I think we're going to surprise some people this year. There's definitely going to be some games that folks are going to be like, wow, did we really win this game? So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Kansas City game. I'm looking forward to the Buffalo game and the Tampa Bay game. Why not? Green Bay. I want all the smoke. I want to see how we kind of stack up. Because if we are top defense, if we're saying we got the top defense in the league, we're going to have to see some defense being played versus these prolific offenses. So, guys, this is your guy, Manny. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, turn on that notification bell so that way you get content as I post it. Once again, Street Scores, Protech. These are my guys. This is the crew. This is the show, and we are out. Peace.
Peace, love, and blessings, y'all.